Well, so I'm kind of done building doors for a little bit, I guess. So I don't know why my voice went up 3 octaves. Um, this door here, I'm waiting on the hinges, but this is all I gotta do is router the hinges and put this together. That one's done. I had a big quad door here I built over the weekend, and then I've been going through all the doors. Like I put glass in that one. That's the door and side light. Put all the glass in these. Just kind of getting everything together. Right now, I'm kind of just waiting on a truck delivery I'm getting Wednesday. So, but I've been kind of thinking about what I'm going to be doing next month. So, between now and Wednesday, it's pretty much just getting everything ready. In fact, like all these jams here, and then all this stuff over here, which is blocked by the chair. But yeah, all these jams, all these thresholds, all this stuff here is all for the steel doors. All these here. So, which can't hardly see, but my pile, this pile used to be up to here. I mean, I've already sold that many. So, but I'm kind of thinking, like, for those who don't know, I do the month of mayhem, which is in the month of May. I like to disrupt and kind of, learn new things and kind of, try to figure out what different aspects of life is about. So, but I was kind of thinking, I was like, you know what, I was going to make it to where I don't drive a vehicle for an entire month. And I'm like, with the jobs that I have to do, which technically on the first Thursday, I'm going to be on a job, and then I have 2 other jobs that are pending. So me not driving, that's no bueno. Then I thought about not going shopping and not spending any money for the month of May other than bread and water, and just eat up all the stockpile that I have over the month. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to buy more door parts. I'm going to have to buy just more stuff in general just to keep this going. So that's not the best idea either, because I'm going to have to keep things in business. And when I do stuff, I commit to it 100%. So right now, what I'm doing is, if I have a job, I'm going on the job. But if I don't, I'm going to get all these little nitpick things, like the castle door at the studio. There's a back door at the studio. This red, are you able to see it? Nope. So anyway, I have this red glass door, and I've decided I'm going to put these in. Nobody really wants them, and I kind of like them. So, but it's, these red glass doors, and I got a door and a side light in the front of my house. Then I got a front door, and then I got a back door. And I have enough here to do my entire house with the red glass. And I've been trying to sell them for a while, and just everybody's like, oh, it's too off-putting, or it's, and I'm planning on repainting my house anyway, so I'll just do it white and red instead of white and blue. It seems it's trendy to be red anyways. But, so I'm kind of, thinking about just getting all these little projects done. In fact, this door here is the one for the back door to studio, for there was a screened-in patio, and I'm enclosing all that, and I'm going to get rid of the storm door and put up that door there. So, but yeah, but I'm going to be getting all these little nitpick projects that have been kind of sitting around, cleaning out the unicorn van, getting that stuff ready to sell, I just want to go through and there's so many things that are just pissing me off, because I keep looking at it, it's like, why isn't this done yet? So, but in conjunction with that, and I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty close to, 100%, I think I'm going to make some videos on very sensitive subjects, and I want to kind of explain how I see them, how, there's a reason I named my channel Hippie Capitalist, because I am half hippie, half capitalist. And it's more than just me, but it's about, trying to understand, not necessarily your enemy, but try to understand the people who don't think like you, in a way to find common ground on both sides. We have 2 Americas right now. We have a left and a right. We have an up and a down financially. We have a black and a white racially. You know, we have different religions that are fighting intermixed themselves. You know, I mean, it's nothing like the after the Roman Empire fell. I mean, we don't have Ottomans and Saxons and all that kind of craziness, but you know, we still have a lot of stuff going on. So I've thought about making some hot take videos, some, you know, videos on how both sides think, and to try to show a little bit of a common ground. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm thinking about it. It is very controversial topics that I'm going to be talking about, but you know what? I'm old. I ain't going to live much longer anyway, so, you know, if I got more people who are pissed off at me, oh well. But anyways, everything's going pretty good, relatively speaking. I guess my lawyers did some kind of settlement from the accident. I don't know what the money is. I'm supposed to sign paperwork sometime between now and the next 2 months. So, you know, when that comes in, what I'm doing is I'm kind of pre-spending a little bit of it. I'm going to get some engineering and some plans drawn up to possibly build a garage either at my house or at the studio. And if I can build a garage, which will not be as big as this, you know, but if I can build a garage or at least get things started, then I can see about, you know, as I'm selling this stuff, about moving over and, you know, just having a garage at my house or having a garage at both, you know. I don't know. Whoop, damn it, I got caught on the table. So I'm wearing a little bit of fruity shit today, so I just got a snug on a little piece of wood there. But you know, it's one of them things that I like to experiment with life, and I'd like for you guys to at least understand, you know, not necessarily how I think, but maybe I can shed some light on some issues that, you know, you may have trouble going with. And this is directed toward a couple of people that I know personally in my life. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. My month of mayhem has had some great ideas, but right now with everything going on, there's just certain things that it would be really stupid to do, you know. I am going to try to cut back on shopping next month. I am going to, where needed, I am going to walk. So I'm going to do a little bit of everything, as far as, you know, trying to incorporate not driving, trying to, you know, definitely not spend any money I don't need to, because now I'm saving up to hopefully build 2 garages on the 2 properties. So, but my plan is get all these little nitpick projects done, build a crazy amount of doors, and maybe shed some light on some topics that a lot of people don't talk about. You know, maybe not, I don't know. But you know, anyways, I'm gonna go walk some dogs with somebody. I'm gonna have a dog walking, I don't know if I call it a date, but we have a dog walking engagement. So I'm gonna go walk around the neighborhood with a couple of high-strung dogs. So, but yeah, it's going okay. I got some good news possibly in the future. You know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, peace, love, money. I'm out.